great.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, wherever you are in this beautiful world of ours. We are live in Lexington, Kentucky at beautiful Coolevin Park at one of the premier polo destinations in the world. And we are super excited to be here. James and I are going to do some commentary for you for a couple of hours. We'll do our best. And we are about to see a phenomenal match between
Frankfurt's finest
Yes.
and Mosquito out of Saskatoon. It should be a good game. Both teams played a really tough game yesterday. I believe the score ended at tie 4-4. It was a very physical match, and both teams have a lot of speed and like to play a real tough defensive game. Should be a hard-fought battle.
For Frankfurt, we have Lucas, Eddie, Jan, and Pix. And for Mosquito, we have Will, Darren, Andrea, Nick, and Sean Marsh. That is a collective team of Saskatoon, Seattle and Minnesota. So it's a team. They won the Great Plains qualifier earlier this summer. And I do not know that much about the Frankfurt team, although I watched a couple of their games yesterday. And as James has already said, they are definitely quick. They're definitely strong on the ball, and a group of large and quite fast gentlemen. So, but very nice, and we're expecting a pretty quick and physical game here. Having watched both of these teams, I think we definitely have potential to see a close game that goes down to the very end, maybe even going into a sudden death joust. So that's what we're going to be seeing on this particular game. We are going to try to walk new people through this, as well as try to be relevant for the more experienced polo people. And we're about to get this game going here.
Frankfurt's finest, a team of, I believe, 3 gentlemen from Frankfurt and Pix from France. They have to be one of the tallest teams here in the tournament, and all very lanky with long reaches. Really helped them in the last game that I saw them play. Mosquito, probably one of the faster teams out here. Darren McLean and Sean Marsh are 2 very fast, very good bike handlers.
Yes, to speak to Mr. Marsh, he is a physical presence on his bike. He's a lefty. He is very strong, and he rides very close to people, which as someone who's a little bigger and, you know, occasionally you clip someone or inadvertently get too close, he gets called on quite a few penalties, but you know, some of them are absolutely deserved. Sometimes it's a consequence of being a little bit larger. It's something I can certainly relate to. I know James can as well. And yeah, so I definitely think we're going to see some people probably sitting out this game. The reffing for this tournament has been getting a little more strict as we've gone along, which it's needed to. It hasn't been an overly aggressive or mean-spirited tournament at all, but there's definitely some teams out here who still play a very much more physical style, which I think the game is sort of moving away from. Some people have their own thoughts on that. I don't think it's a bad thing. So what we're going to see some style differences. The Frankfurt team can definitely body with, I think, any team here. And we know that Sean Marsh can definitely body, and Nick Delwo is no slouch when it comes to throwing a timely check. So this is going to be a fun one.
We've got Joel Ennis from Asheville Bike Polo reffing the match, and he is just setting up us with some gold judges so we can get this thing on the road.
And Drew from Lexington Bike Polo will be our timekeeper for this match. Thank you, Drew, and everyone from Lexington Bike Polo, as well as the NAH, for putting in so much time and work. I think it's been an absolutely successful couple of days here, coming off a beautifully successful Ladies Army in Grand Rapids. Hello to everyone in Grand Rapids. I hope someone is watching. We had an absolutely amazing time this past weekend. It was my first Ladies Army. I will certainly try to make another one. And just a really great and inspiring event. Learned a lot, met a lot of new people, which is, in my opinion, what most of bike polo is about.
Teams are getting lined up to go. It looks like Mosquito is starting Sean Marsh, Darren McLean, and Andrea. I am not as familiar with the names of the Frankfurt team, but I believe they are starting Pix and 2 of the Germans.
Hello to Ben Schultz. I'm glad you're watching. I hope everything is well in Seattle. I'm going to take this time real quick before we get going. I want to say hello and I love you to my beautiful wife and my daughter, as well as a club I'm very happy to be part of in Indianapolis Bike Polo. We have some of our people down here. Hello to Megan. I hope everything's well on your island. And, miss y'all. I'll see some of you today. So just want to get that out of the way and say also hello to Heartland Bike Polo. You're the best. So there's my mushy stuff. I'm going to get out of the way now.
Nick Delwo has brought his own fan club on the far boards, the Del Woo. They look happy to watch this game. Players are just waiting for the referee to be ready. It's been a beautiful week here in Kentucky. Absolutely amazing bike polo, and we're about to see some more here.
Stacy, Robert, Wood, and Tori, we miss you.
Mosquito, ready? Frankfurters, ready? 30 minutes on the whistle.
And we're off. Darren wins the joust. Not many players out here faster than him. Mosquito controlling in the corner. Both of these teams like to stack up in front of the goal and kind of try, and I think it'll come down to whichever team gets caught up overcommitting in the other side of the court and allowing breakaways the other way. That's how the majority of the goals last time these teams played were scored, and I believe it'll stay true today.
And speaking towards that stacking style that we've kind of been seeing a lot more of as this week has gone by, it might maybe be time to look at the size of the crease, and I don't know, I'd like to have a conversation about maybe making it a little bit bigger. I know there are some players here who would certainly agree with that. It might be time. I love the crease. I think it was a fantastic addition to the rule set, but it might be time to make it a little bit bigger. And also go back to a mandatory 30-second penalty if you're caught in there for 3 seconds.
Sean Mark drives deep into the Frankfurt zone, but is turned back.
Now, Pix with the ball here, he played on the World Championship team from Timaru for a sub. So Pix is a champion and super solid, strong, quick on the ball.
Mosquito with the first shot on net of the game. Blocked by a wheel. Frankfurt's finest picks up the puck deep in their zone, or the ball, sorry. Driving in.
It's okay to say puck. Hockey season has arrived and things are well with the world.
Shot through Darren's wheel, but stopped by Andrea.
For those at home, we have 3 minutes off the clock right now, 27 minutes remaining. And just in case you are not aware, this week we've been playing 30-minute games. And then we're stopping the clock in the last 2 minutes after goals and penalties. If there's an injury or a major penalty, I believe they're also stopping the clock for that. That was a goal.
Goal judge called no goal.
The
goal has not been given. Sean Marsh hit the left post. Goal play continues.
Ooh. I might disagree with that goal judge, but having goal judged some games here this week as well as a bunch of tournaments here in the past, looking through the fence is not the easiest thing if you're standing behind it, and then also off to the side is actually harder than you would think it is.
Looks like we have a penalty against Frankfurt. I didn't hear the call from the ref. Here's the replay. We can see if it went in or not. Darren comes up, passes to Sean Marsh. Oh, it's hard to see.
We'll get another look at it here. Yeah, that was actually tough to see. Something that's pretty consistent at most polo tournaments, I feel like. A lot of times the goals they just work better than they should, and when they hit the back or off the post and they sound the same, it's not easy to make that call. So sympathies to any goal judge here, especially with the skill and strength of some of these players who can really just hammer the ball.
You can see Sean Marsh just so good on his bike, pinching off the boards. Here we are again, players at home, take note. Don't let the other team go past you on the boards. It's an easy way to let them get a goal. And here we go again. Sean stacking in front of the Mosquito goal. I think we'll be seeing a lot of that from both teams today. Frankfurt driving to center. Gets the shot off, but it's wide. It's just so difficult to deal with a lefty with the skill of Sean Marsh. Causes problems for teams out there. There's some off-ball contact. The ref does not call.
That was a good non-call. Sean stacked right there to try to stationary screen type move, and he got tangled up a little bit. It was a good no call.
Frankfurt getting near to a crease violation. The ref may have called it here. He heard an advantage for Mosquito.
I like that call.
Sometimes you'll even see Mosquito with 3 players stacked in front of goal, one after another, waiting to react to the other team's move. It's not necessarily the most aesthetically pleasing style of polo, but it certainly can be effective.
We have Darren on the ball here.
Frankfurt, that player is dabbed. He is not ready to play when the game started. He is not. The ref is telling him to go to dab, and he is not yet. Finally taps back in.
So
it's a risky move.
If anybody has any questions as to what we're doing after goals, if the offensive team scores a goal, they have 10 seconds to reset to their end and tell the ref that they are ready. Once that happens, the team that was scored upon, they have 10 seconds to cross the center line, or the ball is live, and the defensive team can then attack. So that's what we're doing. So when you see that countdown from the ref, he's making sure that the new defensive team is ready and that the offensive team can then proceed.
A lot of teams I've seen have been using every second of that 10 seconds on both sides, which could lead to some gap in between play. There's been some talk from players here about perhaps giving the offensive team only 5 seconds to cross after the defenders have declared they're ready, which I think would maybe move things along a little faster.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And James and I just in case you might be wondering, we've both ref some games this week, as well as goal judged, as well as been timekeeper and scorekeeper. So we've actually had a chance to watch and work a lot of these games and sort of see the way this tournament is flowing and moving. But I think 5 seconds to the offensive team is something that should definitely be talked about.
Darren came up with speed there, but Sean Marsh misread his intentions with the pass. And here we have Frankfurt coming the other direction. Oof.
That is
straight through the 5-hole by Pix. And Mosquito is going for the change. Darren is out, and Nick Delwo is in. Nick Delwo, one of the best shots in bike polo, so you might see some big rips here.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Especially with Mosquito going for the cold ball. You know, in this weather, these balls heat up pretty quickly and can, you know, that can really affect the play. So cold one is a shooter's advantage for sure.
Yeah, 2 big, strong shots on the court right now for Mosquito with Delwo and Marsh.
Here we are, 1-0 for Frankfurt's finest. Just about 21 minutes remaining in the match. I'd say neither team has really had the run of the play. It's been about even, but Frankfurt able to put that goal in with Mosquito just missing on the post there.
And now we're seeing a little bit of classic Sean Marsh, putting that big body on him, taking the ball.
He's just so strong on his bike. One of the absolute best handlers in bike polo. Nick Delwo a little awkward there. Runs over the ball. Comes up with it. And here we see 3 Frankfurt players stacking in front of the goal. And that's the style Europeans are well known for here.
Yeah, I believe I was talking to Chris Hammersley.
T-bone on Frankfurt.
And this was probably a year ago.
Advantage for Mosquito.
Sorry about talking over you there, James. I'll let James finish his play out.
Mosquito coming up the court, 3 up with the advantage. Sean Marsh with a strategy I've seen a lot this weekend, sort of a can opener on top of the crease to divide the other team in half. Seen a lot of the European teams use that to their advantage, and maybe now some of the North American teams are picking up on that.
Great.
Not a move I've seen much in North America before this, but certainly has its uses.
Okay, so.
And the advantage ends with ball returning to behind Mosquito's neck. It was a topple against Frankfurt, and it will be Mosquito's ball.
So with the crease dimensions the way they are now, I believe, I think it was last summer I was speaking with Hammersley, and he had an idea to elongate the top so it looks more like a traditional basketball court where the top half circle connects to the three-point line type style, I believe. I might be wrong about that. But after watching a ton of polo, that is probably not the worst idea.
Ooh. Nick Delwo coming from behind with a dangerous move. Takes out the Frankfurt player. No call from Joel. I believe he saw him get to the space first, and the Frankfurt player just ran his front wheel into Delwo's back wheel. Delwo and Pix fighting for the ball there, but Pix comes up with it. Frankfurt running to their own team. Still maintaining possession. Big whiff. Sean Marsh, so strong, just battling through 2 Frankfurt players.
We have a little under 18 minutes remaining in this game. It is 1-0 Frankfurt.
Sean with a great pivot turn away from the pressure. Opens up a shot for Nick Delwo. Frankfurt recovers. Sean a little mad at himself after that miss into the corner. Frankfurt playing 3 up here. It's dangerous against shooters like Mosquito.
Good, clean physical contact there.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good physical play here this week. Teams are playing hard, but they're, for the most part, playing nice and clean. The ball might be getting a little hot. I see the players fumbling it a little bit on their shots and passes. So wouldn't be surprised for one of the teams to ask for a new one here soon. Will pulls two Frankfurt players over,
Wow.
Makes the pass to Sean. Sean puts it home through the 5-hole. That was a beautiful play, just how they wanted it to happen. Will looking for a clarification from the ref. We have about 16 minutes left. The score is 1-1, Mosquito versus Frankfurt's finest. Here comes a replay of the goal. Nick, what do you think of this one?
I think the lefty made a power move and put one right through. Again, we've said it many times already during this game, but Sean is probably one of the stronger people here, and he is not easy to take off his bike. And when he commits to a line, it's very difficult to put him off of that line.
Oh, Nick with a shot on goal, but puts it a little off the ground into the foot of the German goalkeeper.
So to recap that goal, it is now 1-1, and we are approaching 15 minutes, which is the halfway mark of this game.
Sean with a power move around the edge. Takes himself out on the far wall. Frankfurt recovers.
15 minutes.
We just reached half. Nick Dello almost made some space with him, but then leaves his own team with no defense.
Strong play, strong play.
Nick with a great bit of skill to get around that player. Whoa. The Frankfurt player came in hard. Sean Marsh looks like he may be a little injured. Hopefully he's okay.
I think he might have taken that handlebar to his hand, maybe?
We're going to stop play real quick while we get this figured out.
Yeah, I think that's what
It
happened.
seemed like the Frankfurt player might have came in with a slash there.
Or
He came in at, here we see the replay. Oh yeah, he comes in, slashes the hand, and takes out the body and bike.
Yep.
That's a real dangerous play. We'll see what the referee has to say about it.
If I'm personally reffing this game, and in no way, shape, or form would I ever try to overrule a ref on what they call, I'm probably sitting somebody out for that. I don't think it was an intentional or malicious at all, but I would definitely think about a 2-minute penalty for that, especially if Sean is hurt, and it looked like he might have broken his hand. Although I am no doctor.
Really go that far.
I don't know.
But it looks like Joel has agreed. One of the German players off the court. They will be playing 2-on-3 for at least 30 seconds here. I have not heard the call, so I'm not sure.
And for anyone curious, the way a 30-second penalty works is if a goal is scored during that penalty, the player can come back on and the penalty is over. If it's a 2-minute or a major penalty for like a player misconduct, a dangerous play, it'll be like a major penalty in hockey where the goal does not cancel the penalty. So in theory, a team could then score several times while the player is out.
And since that penalty occurred on a pretty clear scoring advantage, that's automatically going to be at least 30 seconds. Mosquito asking for a new ball for their power play here. We'll see if they can put one in, break this tie. They're running Darren, Will, and Nick Delwo on the court. Darren and Will, members of the original Mosquito, out of Saskatoon, Canada.
There's his opportunity.
Goaltender has dabbed himself out on the net. Joel has called time because the Frankfurt player interfered while dabbed.
Great call, Joel. That was a great call.
I believe he grabbed onto the goal, which you are not allowed to do. The game clock runs the whole time, but penalty clocks stop if there is a stoppage of play.
And there's 12 seconds left in this penalty.
Frankfurt choosing to, again, stack in front of the goal. It's probably the safest move you can do when you're down a player. Mosquito trying hard to open up a spot, and they do. Will with the backhand. Great passing between Darren and Will there. Just opening up the space to sneak one through. Here comes the replay. You can see you have Will sharking around the back of the net and sneaking one home. Great pass by Darren. Great vision.
Beautiful teamwork. Two-time defending Great Plains champions, I believe, at the core of this team.
At least 2 times.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I meant like our current roster here with Delwo and Andrea and Will and Darren. And then I believe Greg played with them last year, who's a super, super awesome person.
Yeah, Mosquito had a great tournament at North Americans with Darren on the ball now, winning MVP.
Yeah, he was on fire that weekend.
The courts here not quite as big as those we used at North Americans, so speed not as much of an advantage, but still something you want on your side for sure.
It's something I've actually noticed this week. I know for a lot of people here in the States, we tend to jump around on teams, try things out, play with new people, play with our friends, but the European scene and the Latin America scene, all those teams are so dialed in because they find a team and they commit. And you can sometimes see that with the teamwork and passing, especially when you're watching a team like Mongrels and Call Me Daddy. Those are the ones that really come to mind, of course, because they're also world champions.
Nice freedom block by the German goalkeeper off a great shot by Will.
So sometimes you can definitely see that blind trust and simply unreal teamwork.
Now it's getting a little high there. Referee will want to watch that. Oh, and looks like he will be calling the high stick.
All right, so to recap at home, it is 2-1 right now with the favor going to Mosquito. We are just under 11 minutes remaining in this contest.
Frankfurt with the topple during the advantage. Mosquito 3 up trying to press the airlock. Darren with a great shot on goal off the wheel. And it looks like Frankfurt will recover. Joel is calling mount to the body, you know, high stick, mount to body,
Or a hook.
6 of one, half dozen of another. Definitely in this play, you want to keep your mount low so it's not dangerous for anyone else there. Just a ball turnover here. Mosquito will take it up 2-1 with 10 minutes remaining. Darren up with Nick. Not much happening. Frankfurt recovers. Frankfurt nearly jams Nick Delwell. Mosquito comes up with the ball. With great patience. Darren wheels around but puts himself into the corner. One down on Frankfurt team, but they recover. Frankfurt running a screen there, trying to open up the triple stack of Mosquito. You can see behind the play Sean Marsh putting a little ice on his hand. I hope he's not too injured from that slash, but we may find out afterwards.
I believe ice and duct tape is his method.
Frankfurt working the ball up. Frankfurt more aggressive than some of the European teams you've seen out here. Not as quick to reset to defense.
Oh, I don't know what happened there.
I believe that was incidental bike contact. The Frankfurt player was,
Beautiful goal
Darren
from Darren.
burns down the side and pops one up over the wheel of the Frankfurt player. Great shot. I don't know how he got that one in the air, but we might have a replay coming here soon. Not for this one, but it was a beautiful shot by Darren. It's now 3-1 with 7.5 remaining.
Camera crew, yes, the score should be 3-1 on stream. 3-1 to Mosquito. We're coming in on 7 minutes remaining. Frankfurt's going to start playing the power 3 up probably, and I'm definitely going to make an assumption here that we're going to see a much more physical contest as this game plays out.
We have not seen Sean back on the court since that play. Which is a big blow for Mosquito. He's one of their top players.
Yeah, Sean brings a certain amount of intensity to a team. He will be missed if he's out. Hopefully he's not. Oh, Pix almost found a hole there, like twice.
Darren cycling back behind the net, trying to create some room. Gets around one. Mosquito just trying to create some space here.
They will
maybe burn the clock a little bit.
Yeah, they will circle that clock all day long if they let them.
Frankfurt wanted the off-ball contact there. The referee does not have it.
We have Andre in the game now for Mosquito as well. 3-1. We're coming in on 5 minutes. It's like 5:25 remaining in this game.
Ball's getting
almost. Oh.
Frankfurt with the quick pass up. No goal is called. No goal. Let's see what the goal judge says. No goal is called.
We have a little confusion on the court now. That certainly looked like a goal to me.
Stop time by the ref. He's going to clarify whether that was a goal or not. It looked like it may have been from here, but it's hard to see with this angle. There were a couple of bodies between us and the ball.
That is a major thing with being the goal judge, is you really have to be able to hopefully find the ball. Hopefully there are not 4 bikes in your way with wheel covers and mallets and general chaos occurring. It's not always the easiest job. From here, that certainly looked like a goal. He found a 5-hole there under the bike, and it looked good. But Joel doing the correct thing and going to see his goal judge, having a little conversation, stop the game a little bit, let people cool off for whatever reason.
And I'd just like to shout out to all the volunteers that have made this event happen. A lot of people have put in a lot of work, and this has been an amazing event here in Lexington, Kentucky. Here's a replay of the disputed goal.
Okay, we got a little feed play up. Comes through.
Beautiful indirect pass. Oh, that certainly looked like it went in. Not sure what the call on the court is yet.
Joel's going to fix the net here just to ensure that doesn't happen again. Good ref. Good ref.
While we're waiting, just like to shout out all the sponsors of this event and Lexington Bike Polo for making it all happen.
Lexington's been a staple of Midwest Polo for a long time. Tiffany and Company never backed down from a challenge. They've been world class in every regard this week, as well as the general Lexington community, all the vendors, sponsors, places where we go eat, riding bikes, and all of that. It's just been a really great, fun week. Hopefully that environment shows today, and you are having an enjoyable time watching, because this is the best we're going to see, obviously, since the World Championships. And we don't know where it's going to be next time. Hopefully it'll be close to you. Get out, support your local team, make some new friends, have a burrito, and see the world a little bit.
The goal will count. Its score is now 2-3 for Frankfurt is down 1 with 4:52 remaining. Good work by the referee to clarify with his goal judge there.
Agreed, agreed. This is a tough game for any ref. All right, we have 4 minutes and 52 seconds left. It is 3-2. Mosquito has the lead. That is a jam.
Clear jam by Pix, I believe. Advantage for Mosquito. And Frankfurt will recover.
It was a very sportsman play. He raised his hand immediately, acknowledged it was a complete accident. Bummer that Nick was dumped that way.
Joel calling that a scoring opportunity and giving the Frankfurt player 30 seconds.
I can see the reasoning behind it. I can see the reasoning for just a ball turnover. Again, with when you're reffing games, I like to try to make the analogy that it's close. It's similar to being a home plate umpire at a baseball game, and by that I mean that each umpire has their own style, has their own strike zone. Same thing with when you're a ref at a polo game.
Nick Delwo walks it in softly with a soft touch behind his back wheel into the back of the net.
Beautiful touch goal there.
Here we see it again. Waiting for the player to get out of the way and juking the goaltender out of position.
He went across the crease, pulled him out just enough for that nice little back shot. Great goal from Nick Delwo.
3:20 remaining. The score is 4-2 for Mosquito over Frankfurt's finest. Frankfurt hasn't been able to find much of an opening here today. Frankfurt really pressuring high now, trying to pull this one back. Mosquito content to just waste the clock. 2.5 minutes remaining and 2-goal lead. Oh. Nick Dello finds the double 5-hole there,
That was just patience.
breaking apart the double goalie of Frankfurt.
Looked like that little shot fake he threw right before the touch was probably what did it. Great move.
2 minutes.
I think that might be a hat trick for Delwo.
We have 1 minute 45 seconds remaining in this contest. It's 5-2. Oh, it's 5-3. Ed with the shot right there.
That shot coming from the wing there is one of the hardest to block as a goalie. Comes from your blind side, just at that angle, sneak in.
We're going to see him set up here. Take one look.
Play starting again. Nick Dello taking a big rip.
There we go. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal.
You guys got 1 minute and 30 left. 1 minute and 30.
Mosquito still up by 2 with 1.5 left. Darren with a shot on goal, but I think it may have been a shuffle. Mosquito loses possession. 1 minute remaining, 5-3 for Mosquito. Going for the same shot they just scored on, but just missed the back corner.
Little under a minute left.
And maybe a set play for them. Seconds remaining in this match. Frankfurt needs a miracle to get back in it. Oh, another goal by Mosquito. It started from a shuffle, but Frankfurt redirects it into their own net. Just over 10 seconds remaining. 6-3. Actually, about 20 seconds remaining. We're getting some time added to the clock.
We can't do it on every court, too.
Having a quick reset, they crossed before Mosquito was ready. 20 seconds remaining. 2-goal lead for Mosquito.
Almost
Going for that back corner again, but just misses. Mosquito will take this game 5-3.
Well, that was a great game for James and I to start off on. A lot of action. Hopefully Sean's okay.
I see him with some ice duct tape to his hand, and that can't be a good sign. We didn't see him for the remainder of the game. Maybe he'll be able to get back into the tournament later, and I certainly hope so, because he's one of the more exciting players out here. So we have a 5-3 game for Mosquito. They had the run of the play for most of the game, getting out to an early lead, and the Frankfurt team just couldn't catch up. What were your thoughts on the game, Nick?
It actually was a I thought it was a cleaner game, or less physical game than I thought it was going to be, but overall it was fantastic. We saw a lot of high-paced action. We saw a couple of big shots, as well as some nice in-close precision work. what you expect from a game of this caliber. But really great game to watch. Hopefully the German team can figure it out, get back on track, get a win or two today, because they're definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, shame to see the injury there on Sean Marsh. Hopefully he can get back in the tournament. But it was a great game by both teams. And again, that's 5-3 Mosquito over Frankfurt's finest here at the World Hardcourt Bike Polo Championships in Lexington, Kentucky. And we'll be right back.
The 2017 World Hardcourt Bike Polo Championship is presented by Kentucky for Kentucky and by Fixcraft, Paquet, West 6 Brewery, and Kentucky Tourism, plus these fine sponsors.
Do you love Kentucky? Yeah, you do. Are you a proud Kentuckian? Yeah, you are. Well, come on down to the Kentucky Fun Mall, y'all. Kentucky's largest selection of Kentucky gear. Glassware, fried chicken candles, plenty of parking, Southern socks, kids gear, Kentucky gear, y'all gear. We got 12,000 square feet of fun for everyone.